Satnam, everybody. Good morning. Thank you for coming out. Just really feels juicy. Deep. Feels very deep. And sometimes, I think sometimes as humans, we don't respond well to that deep, sensitive feeling sometimes. When the entire earth and its creation is trying to kind of tell us something. That's when we want to go fast and maybe not pay attention. And ever since the equinox, we sort of get deeper and deeper. We're moving towards that winter solstice, and it's the darkest night. It's the end of 2016. And we are always constantly in this cycle of life, death, rebirth. Constantly, right? And it's our resistance to, the reason we suffer is because of our opinion, right? There is no other reason. That's it. If we didn't have our own opinion about how things should go, then it would be easier to flow. It's not that we don't feel sad. I always think of Yogananda, who lost his mama. And he was sad. And it touched him, I think, his whole life when you listen to all of his writings. But at the same time, he was one of those souls who knew that that's the reason he was who he was. That happening made him it took who he was and completely transformed it into something else that maybe he wouldn't have been. And every single one of us is this way. I love this one thing I heard from Michael Beckwith. This is so awesome, I think. He said, God does not make mistakes, ever. And God does not do do-overs. And God does not repeat. So every single one of us is different. And every single day is different. And the reason death is so scary for us is because it is the biggest unknown. You just don't know. You have these deep feelings about it, though. And the different spiritual teachings have illumined certain things, and people from the other side come and talk to you, and but you just don't know. And in the yogic life, it's that energy that is coloring everything, because that's the big fear. But the funniest thing of it is you don't know living. You don't know what's going to happen next. So we do Kundalini yoga to elevate and to have enough energy to be open to the magnificence of the mystery of life. It's such a it's a harmony, right, that you have to get going with yourself and others in your life, because you're going to have goals and you're going to have duties to do today, and you're going to march along. But this yoga is meant for you to be able to react in an open way when all of a sudden the day turns left. And you're like, but I was going there. And the thing is it might be yucky when you're turning left. I mean, there's no getting around it, or it might just be different. That's what we really want to open up to today. Is what's going on just a surprise? Is what's going on just maybe not what the ego had in mind? And if we were calmer, and if we really had faith, would the outcomes be different? So we practice. I don't know about you. I'm sure some of you feel this. Like, the more you meditate and practice, I don't know. I feel like I'm tempting fate. Like the universe is going to go, well, see if you can handle that. My teacher said, no, that's just your humanity. That's just what a human would think. I don't want you to think I can handle anything because, I don't want to face that. It's a kind of a weird superstition. But we are going to face whatever we're supposed to. That we can count on. Because this universe, I love what Gabrielle says, has your back. It also has your number. And it's going to make sure that you have the experiences, the exact recipe to wake up. You can't avoid it. Even if you decided to stay home and never leave the house, somehow those angels and that universe would get inside your house and freak you out anyway. But we are gaining such spiritual strength, and the strength comes from knowing and loving ourselves. You know, I just watched this thing from Guru Jagat, and I knew it when I watched Tony Robbins on Netflix. If you haven't seen I'm Not Your Guru. What I was stunned by him was how brave he is. He's fearless. He's one of those men, one of those healers that completely disappears and does what needs to be done to push you over the edge. No human being would ever want to do that. It is God. You can see it. Because we'd be too afraid. Oh, shit. You know, what if they freak out? And he just doesn't have that because it's not him. He gets into that zone, and he knows that God has given him the cure because he's no longer himself. And that is the invitation for us today. And we start with ourselves. Whatever is wrong, the universe has given you the cure. It's just like that third sutra. When you're in a block, the second, as soon as a block in your life appears, the solution simultaneously appears. So then it's always your choice how long you want to have a relationship with the block. And there's nothing wrong with long-term relationships. That's sometimes exactly what you need to do. But what I want us to really start feeling in this Kundalini Yoga is like the romance between you and spirit. This is a love affair. The universe, like, adores you. Will go to any lengths to be with you, to show you who you really are, and to celebrate who you are. We are at such an amazing time. It's so like the baby time of Aquarian age. I mean, it's just like tiny bit of a toe in it. I was at a circle. Has anyone gone to Pam, the psychic? Oh, she's so cute. So I went to her circle yesterday, and she said something about the Aquarian age, and somebody goes, so how long will it be till we're really in it? She goes, oh, just 600 years. But if you think about it, it makes sense, would be pretty tough times, right? Because we're not really Piscean, and we're not really Aquarian, right? It's like the dark night of the soul. And the reason we have those, maybe, a few times in our life, the dark night of the soul, the reason it hurts and it's dark is because we are no longer who we used to be. But we're not yet who we're going to be. And that is so uncomfortable. It is because it's like you're sitting in this, I don't know. And that's why this year, understand through compassion. The person that needs the most compassion this year is you. I mean, I sit here and be with you, and oh my God, you guys amaze me. It's phenomenal. I love this Kundalini tribe. That you try and you do this weird shit, and you chant these weird words, and you just go for it. It's awesome. And you are different. And I get to bask in the light. This seat is way better than your seat. Because I have like 20 suns shining on me. I feel so blessed. And I'm so grateful for all your effort. And it isn't just healing you. It's healing everyone around you. And so I'll end with this. I always, it's in my mind that Yogananda said when we do this work, that we heal 7 generations behind us and 7 generations ahead of us. And I want to really remind you, like when you do your chanting, you do Kundalini Yoga, always sit after. Sit. If you can sit for a half hour, do it. Because a lot of healing and energy and awareness comes up. And for me, there's been so many times where I can feel my mom you know, and now my brother. And like people I don't know, grandparents I've never met, I can feel them healing. I can feel them in the sadhana. And I can feel the generations ahead of me. People that came from me. People that came from my people. And we're just waking up. And of course, in the end, we're all one. You know? We're all one. Everyone that has gone ahead of you, the reason we miss them is because we miss the most important thing. And this is hard for me with me and my brother. But the truth is, he is me. And the reason it hurts is because I haven't really merged with him. Once I really let him in, and I didn't let him in my whole life. And what he's teaching me is, that's kind of my MO. I let you just close enough for you to think you're in. But I know, because I'm afraid. And that's what these opportunities, the cancer, the death, the job loss, that's why they're there, because they say, you don't have another second to waste. Let everyone in. Everyone. Start with the easy people. All right, rub your hands together. We're going to do an awesome Kriya on the mind, body, and spirit. We're going to dance with prana today. Take a deep breath. Open your mouth and sigh. Inhale, bring your thumbs into your heart and roll your shoulders back. And just feel the blessing and the light and the God in this moment. Take a deep breath to chant Om Namo Gurudev Namo. We do this at the beginning of Kundalini Yoga to call in the practice, to call in Yogi Bhajan and the lineage of Kundalini Yoga, the yoga of awareness and happiness. We chant Om Namo Gurudev Namo to call in the most beautiful, wise, and loving teacher. Namo